After years and years of struggling with lack of motivation, I finally figured out how people like Kendrick Lamar stay inspired. In a world full of distractions, many creators struggle to stay inspired. These days, a lot of what we consume on social media and even in real life drains us of our creativity more than it inspires it. We're constantly exposed to a bunch of junk that might entertain us for a while, but it's ultimately unhealthy for us and zaps us of our creative urges and turns us into mindless zombies. A lot of creators feel lost and depressed because they don't know where to draw new inspiration from. This generation lives online, and the internet encourages you to be a consumer, not a producer. What I've learned from Kendrick Lamar is that 3 surefire ways to stay inspired are to meet and talk to new people, constantly take notes, and to frequently step out of your comfort zone.
Because a lot of my inspiration comes from meeting people or going outside of the country or going around the corner to my old neighborhood, talking to a 5-year-old little boy. And I have to remember these things.
If you're looking for inspiration, pick the brains of other people. We're so accustomed to being online that we've lost the art of making real life connections and communicating with other humans. And that's truly where the magic happens. The thoughts and energy of other people stir up fresh thoughts and energy in you. We're social creatures, and we thrive off of interpersonal relationships. Simply talking to other people can cause a breakthrough in your creative process and in your life as a whole. Hearing other people's perspective on things can make the dots connect for you. Whether we acknowledge it or not, we all have blind spots, and sometimes people can see things that you can't. Sometimes just hearing a voice that isn't your own can unlock fresh ideas in your mind and stoke your creative fire. When you have conversations that inspire your creative drive, make sure to capture that moment and hold on to it.
The process now is so spontaneous, It's whatever I get my hands on. Whenever an idea approaches, I gotta write it down. I gotta keep a mental note, whether it's a napkin, whether it's my phone, book, or anything, because inspiration is everywhere. So that's how I main focus on my art.
Whenever you have a new idea, even if it's incomplete, you should always jot it down. Inspiration is fleeting, and if you don't take detailed notes, you'll certainly forget your ideas. There's been plenty of times that I didn't write down my idea because I thought I would definitely remember it, and then when it came time to recall it, I would remember fragments of it, but not the whole thing, and I couldn't tap back into the emotion that I felt at the inception of the idea. Even if you don't get around to your idea for a while, if you take good notes, you'll always be able to refer back to your notes and spark up that train of thought again. I create voice notes where I completely flesh out my idea and my thinking behind it, and I typically don't work on it for a long time. But then, months later, when I come back to it, I'm able to tap right back into that mind state that I was in when I created it. Sometimes I have an even better handle on the idea after listening back to the voice note than I originally did when I created it. It might feel uncomfortable stopping to take notes whenever you have an idea, but sometimes getting uncomfortable is the key to a breakthrough.
Yeah, it's really about me challenging myself. I think my excitement in doing music is me feeling like I'm never stagnant, me feeling like I didn't get comfortable in my own skin of what I think is good or what someone else thinks is good. Stepping outside of my comfort zone and mastering it. And that excites me. When I feel like I've accomplished that, it just keeps the hunger for more going. Like I don't feel like I can ever stop.
One of the most foolproof ways to avoid feeling stuck and stagnant is to constantly find new ways to challenge yourself. Trying something different opens your mind and breaks you free from the same old thought patterns you're accustomed to. Breaking your normal routine gets your brain firing in new ways, which produces new and unexpected results. When your life is too structured and predictable, your mind doesn't have an opportunity to improvise and expand. If you allow your mind to go off script, you'll be surprised at the ideas it comes up with. Most people are afraid to break their everyday habits, but you never know what'll work for you until you try it. Sometimes I'll intentionally do something the harder way as opposed to the smarter way, just to shake things up and get my mind and body in a more pressurized situation, just to see how they respond. Even if it's something as simple as walking to the store instead of driving, that small break in my routine causes a big shift in my perspective. We've been conditioned to hate and avoid any and every obstacle in our way. But in the words of Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius, the obstacle is the way. The fact of the matter is, a great deal of inspiration comes from doing things that you don't typically do. If you normally keep to yourself, then taking time to chop it up with new people can be a great source of inspiration for you. It might be an inconvenience at first, but eventually you'll find yourself truly being interested in other people's perspective, and that'll open you up to new ways of thinking. A lot of creators, including myself, like to be in the moment and improvise and freestyle, but taking notes and then methodically fleshing out those skeletons is where a lot of greatness is produced. If any of this feels uncomfortable, just remember that real growth begins at the end of your comfort zone. You have to find new ways to be inspired, because nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm.